Hi, everyone. It's Ben Manzo, financial consultant with IG Wealth Management. I hope you're staying safe, sound, and occupied. I don't know what part of town you live in, but we recently had a snowfall. So it was something that happened unexpectedly. So it's a great segue into what I wanted to talk to everyone about today, and that's how things can occur out of the blue and how do we protect against these events from happening. So I wanted to talk about the concept of risk transfer instead of assuming all the risk on one end of things. How do we ease that burden? And so by transferring that risk to an insurance company, insurance carrier through a policy, through some form of coverage, that can help ease the stress, the tension, etc. So if you think about risk transfer, you have to consider different levels of risk. So as we're at home trying to get through this pandemic, an example of a low level of risk could be I'm washing the dishes and I cut my finger. It's a low level of risk. However, since we just had some snow, maybe I decide to go out and go downhill skiing. And as I'm going fast down the hill, I stumble and I end up hitting a tree. I know it's an extreme example, but I wanted to illustrate the point of a high level of risk. So you have to look at the different levels of risk that one can expect during their lifetime. And so when we look at these occurrences from happening, we also have to look at different types of coverages. So what I wanted to talk about was disability insurance. And so what I will share with you are some statistics that can uh, help educate the likelihood of an occurrence from happening. So as you see on the screen, this is information that was provided by RBC Insurance that 1 in 7 Canadians are currently disabled, that 1 in 3 working Canadians will become disabled before the age of 65. Quite staggering results. Those that have disabilities that last greater than 90 days tend to go on for a duration of time somewhere between 2 and 3 years. And so, as you can see, it's cause for concern. So, disability insurance is something that can protect lost income. It will cost anywhere between 1 to 3% of annual income. So, not that bad of a cost, all things considering. So, please do meet with me if you are concerned about how this pandemic is affecting your family financially. If you want to understand a little bit more about disability insurance and how that can help during the pandemic or post-pandemic, I look at this as, if I don't have COVID-19 and I wish it upon no one, but in the event you do get it and you don't have coverage, it becomes a little bit more difficult to get coverage in place. So why even go down that path when you can apply for insurance before anything occurring? As mentioned previously, with disability insurance, it will look at previous year's income. So if your income has been impacted by the pandemic this year, it will take last year's income or previous year's income, which could be higher in some instances. We can also take a look at different options, future income options, other risk transfer options, things like term insurance, things like critical illness insurance, things like permanent insurance. And lastly, conducting an insurance needs analysis. So before looking at any types of coverage, we obviously have to factor everyone's unique circumstances, and this analysis will help us to determine what level of insurance and what coverages are most important and appropriate. So thank you so much for your time, as always. My next video will talk about financial planning and the process involved and how important it is into one's financial picture and how it can make things more efficient and more effective. So I wanted to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.